From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Carl Konevsky.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, December 22nd, Wilmington City Council welcomes the man who will become its newest member. You'll have some extra time to do your holiday liquor shopping in the city, and state officials aren't too concerned about Pennsylvania casinos. Here are the details. It's the first full day of winter, but you'd never know it from the weather if you're in or staying in our area. Of all the travel days this holiday season, officials say today is usually the busiest, and the blizzard in Colorado isn't helping any. Officials say the busy holiday weekend got off to a rocky start, in part because of the storm and low visibility in Chicago. As a result, some flights into and out of the Philadelphia International Airport have been affected. So how will the holiday weekend shape up? I'll have your complete WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast in just a few minutes. A Wilmington attorney will be representing voters in the city's 8th District, replacing State Representative Gerald Brady. Campbell Hay was chosen this week by a special city council committee, beating out 7 other candidates, and now full council has made the choice official. Hay likes what the city has been able to accomplish over the past few years and believes teamwork between council and the Baker administration is critical to continue the success.
If we're not going to work together, we're not going to get anything done, and we've got to, we've got to be able to work out differences. We've got to be able to talk to each other, keep open doors, I will likely be representing the 8th District, but also be representing the city. And so anything that involves any district in the city is going to, have an effect on all of us.
Councilwoman Stephanie Bolden was critical of the process used to fill the vacant seat. The Democrat will be sworn in at Council's next meeting. An early Christmas present for liquor store operators and customers in the city of Wilmington. WDEL's Curtis Gray reports.
Operators of liquor stores in the city welcome the news of extended hours on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, which both fall on Sunday this year. City Council has approved a proposal to allow stores to remain open from noon until 8 p.m., amending the city code from the old 12 to 4 p.m. hours on Sunday. Bob Creston of Creston Liquor Mart says he will still close at 6 p.m. so that employees can spend time with their families.
That's exactly our thoughts. Regardless of the day that the Christmas Eve falls on, we've always closed by 6, hoping that, giving our staff and time to be home with their families, and, we want to do the same.
Judy Paul Jones, a middle school teacher in Wilmington, thinks the change will be beneficial for some last-minute shoppers.
Oh, if I needed it, absolutely. I know people that will use that, service, but I'm hoping to buy enough now that I don't have to.
Business owners say the 2 holidays are typically among the busiest of the year. I'm Curtis Gray, 1150 AM, WDEL.
County Council has passed a resolution urging County Executive Chris Coons to hire a full-time employee or contractor to apply for grants to address stormwater flooding. The resolution, sponsored by Councilman David Hackett, is meant to focus the county's efforts on getting funding to establish and maintain stormwater utilities. The county has been granted about $3.3 million since 2003 for repair or replacement of stormwater or flood-damaged facilities, with most of the money coming from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The U.S. Postal Service gets a makeover thanks to a Delaware lawmaker. Details when WDEL News continues in a moment.
You could spend your money at the gas pump, or you could spend it on those sexy pumps at your favorite store. Let Dart do the driving.
I do all my shopping with Dart. It's the most convenient way to shop the outlets, and it saves me money.
Now save even more. Get up to 40% off with a discounted Dart card online at dartfirststate.com or at your local Acme Market.
At this rate, with the money I save riding Dart, I have a new pair of shoes every week.
Travel smart. Choose Dart.
County police have arrested a Verizon employee in the damaged phone lines case, and the search for a second suspect is on. 26-year-old Brent Rome of Musket Road in the Newark area turned himself in Thursday to officers at County Police Headquarters in Newcastle. Police say they have identified a co-worker of Rome's as a second suspect. He's 50-year-old Stephen Anderson of Red Clay Drive, also near Newark. Damage estimates from the cut phone lines over the past week are in excess of $120,000. About 4,000 homes were affected by the damage. Dover police say they've charged a 14-year-old student with bringing a knife to the campus community school earlier this month. According to police, on December 1st, several students reported that they'd seen the boy with a knife in the school. Police charged the boy with possession of a weapon in a safe school zone and carrying a concealed deadly weapon. He was arrested and released to his parents. Delaware's finance secretary says the state is ready for competition from gambling casinos soon to open in Pennsylvania. In fact, Richard Cordry's more concerned about the possibility of slots parlors in another neighboring state.
A lot depends on what's going to take place when and if Maryland does come on board, because Maryland would be a bigger hit on the state of Delaware than certainly just Pennsylvania coming on.
Cordry says Delaware's casinos bring in about $200 million a year, and he estimates Delaware would lose at worst about $35 million to casinos in Pennsylvania, mostly from gamblers who once went to Delaware Park. For the first time since 1970, the U.S. Postal Service gets a facelift thanks to Senator Carper. The U.S. Postal Service sits at the center of a $1 trillion mailing industry, yet operates under the same business plan it's used for 36 years. In Delaware, corporations like Bank of America move 1 million to 1.5 million pieces of mail every day, depending heavily on a reliable post office system. Senator Carper says changes to the Postal Service nationwide will benefit all of us who use the mail and more than 31,000 Delawareans who need it for work.
There's a lot of jobs in this state, tens of thousands of jobs that depend on good postal service. A lot of them are in financial services like Bank of America right here. And those jobs are going to be preserved, and hopefully they'll even grow.
Carper says his legislation will help stabilize mail volume and stamp prices, keeping them below an inflation-based ceiling for the next 10 years. Jim Wolf, president of the State Chamber of Commerce, says though a lot of business is done electronically, keeping postage rate hikes in check give businesses much-needed stability.
At some point you need to mail something, and you need that mail to be efficient, and you need to be able to predict what that cost is going to be. There are a lot of things that we can't predict. The cost of health care that continues to rise, the cost of workers' compensation that continues to rise, the cost of energy continues to rise. In order to keep up with competition, the Postal Service increased stamp prices by 6 cents over the past 6 years, with another 3-cent hike coming in 2007. The Flyers took their losing streak to Montreal. Did they find good fortune north of the border? WDEL Sports and AccuWeather are coming up.
Looking to gain an edge in the technology or design field? Wilmington College's Division of Information Technology and Advanced Communications offers state-of-the-art facilities equipped with the latest tools. Did you know that Wilmington College has been preparing students for careers in media arts and technology over the past 7 years? Enjoy hands-on experience and personal attention from instructors drawn straight from the industry. To learn more, visit wilmcol.edu. Wilmington College. Achieve balance, achieve success.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware every weekday morning, 5:30 to 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, the Flyers' losing streak hit 8 games with a 4-2 loss to the Montreal Canadiens. Mike Johnson scored a shorthanded goal for Montreal that gave them a 3-1 lead in the second period. The win extends the streak for the Canadiens, too. They've now won 5 straight. The Sixers take their 12-game losing streak to Boston tonight, but probably won't take their new point guard. Andre Miller obtained in a trade with the Nuggets this week. He's been unable to get east because of the snowstorm in Denver and is unlikely to make it to Boston in time for tonight's game. And the Phillies continue their offseason dealing the day after signing veteran catcher Rod Barajas to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. They say goodbye to another veteran. The Phils sent Jeff Conine to the Cincinnati Reds for a pair of minor leaguers. Conine adds outfield help for the Reds and could also see duty at first base. He's also played third base during his 16-season Major League career. Conine hit .268 last season with 10 homers and 66 RBI for Baltimore and the Phillies. The 40-year-old two-time All-Star played for both Florida Marlins world champion teams. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. Overcast and damp with rain from late morning on today, a high of 48 degrees. Tonight, rain and drizzle with a low down to 46. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, breezy and mild, high of 59. And on Sunday, morning clouds give way to some sun and a high of 53. And for Christmas Day, cloudy with a chance of rain and a high of 48 degrees. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL and right here at WDEL.com, including news video from Delaware and around the world from WDEL and the Associated Press. I'm Carl Konevsky in for Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.